Well, once again, we don't want to palm this guy off as being insubstantial. This is, you got to say his name carefully, Johann Joseph Fuchs, music theoretician and composer. Why is he a big deal? Well, he kind of sets down some of the basic frameworks and practices of counterpoint and was studied by generations after his death. Alessandro Scarlatti, father of two composers, one of whom we'll meet in just a little bit. He is composer of operas and cantatas, cantatas being short music dramas which are typically not staged, often on religious subjects, most popular being Christmas cantatas. They form their own genre, and cantatas will have basically the same structure as a short opera, meaning overture, some sort of introductory instrumental music, recitatives, arias, maybe duets, trios, quartets, and so on, and choruses. And here with Scarlatti, Alessandro, we're hearing the introductory string music, and by now we're really defaulting, and this is true since at least the time of Corelli, of a string ensemble consisting of first and second violins corresponding to soprano and alto lines, viola as a tenor line, and a bass line realized by cellos and string basses, often enriched by other continuo instruments, the harpsichord, maybe organ, even the arch lute, which is kind of dying out by now. Ah yes, and this passage is in A major. So, mi, do, so, la, ti, do, so. And have you noticed that we've had a lot of music that's been in G and D and A and even E? There's a reason for that. These just happen to be the open strings of our string family of necked string instruments. To wit, the violin has G, a fifth above that, and a fifth above that. And son of a gun if you don't have G major scale here. Easy to play on a string instrument. And a fifth above that, the D major scale, also very easy to play on strings. And a fifth above that, the A. Add another sharp and you get this. And the E, a fifth above this. Viola has 3 of the 4 strings of a violin, but adds below the G a C. And so open strings here are as follows. And the cello is really just an octave below that, way down here. The bass is even lower, but is not an octave below. Instead, it starts a sixth below, minor sixth below, and it is a very low E, and typically the bass reads music an octave up from where it sounds, and basses just know that, and they play the notes and they sound an octave below. So it's this way low E. And the other strings are tuned in fifths. The bass is tuned in fourths as follows. The E, A, D, and then G up there. Interesting enough, a guitar has the same tuning, but 2 octaves higher. And this is one of the reasons why guitar players can fairly easily switch to electric bass. Guitar, though, has a little extra magic at the top. And here are the guitar strings of E, 4th up A, 4th up D, 4th up G. Then the magic wiggle, irregularity of a guitar, a 3rd up, because it's got 6 strings. There's the 5th, and it is a B. And then finally another 4th up to an E. And there it is. Admittedly, composition is really no walk in the park, but some can make it look easy. And I think that's the case with a brilliant new type of work that comes out of England. And that would be a cooperative endeavor among John Pepusch, John Gay, and John Rich. The latter two were the librettist and producer for a new type of operatic endeavor, and maybe it wasn't that new. But it combines lighthearted songs with straight-ahead drama, and instead of being a shining light on human behavior, it tends to emphasize the dark side. Instead of gods and kings, we tend to have beggars, prostitutes, and thieves, and the main character being Macheath, a murderer, criminal. And this took England all by storm. We will find that Handel, a later Baroque composer, gets a run for his money trying to compete with the likes of these guys. How successful were they? Well, it was said that the Beggar's Opera made rich gay and gay rich. Get it? But they were both indebted to John Pepusch, who gathered the tunes. And he may have actually written a few. They're lighthearted, they're very simple and direct, and lest we think that this kind of thievery is unusual, speaking about Handel again, it said he lifted from himself and other composers. There's no copyright during these days, so people do what they please. And the tradition continues. Indeed, the Beggar's Opera is reused in the 20th century, reinterpreted by Bertolt Brecht, the librettist, poet, dramatist, and Kurt Weill, the composer. It becomes the three-penny opera. Macheath, Mac the Knife. They only actually, as far as I know, lift one song, and they really reinterpret it. In the Beggar's Opera, it is very lighthearted, through all the employments of life, and it's G minor, it's G melodic minor. You have me, re, me, do, ti, la, ti, do. The upper part is very major, is it not? And in three-penny opera, this is slowed down to wake up, all you godless, wake up. In some ways, this is all kind of a soft shoe, song and dance routine. And one more selection we'll hear from the Beggar's Opera is Let Us Take the Road, where indeed John Pepusch literally takes up the music completely, lifting it from his younger contemporary, George Frederick Handel.
Through all the employments of life, each neighbor abuses his brother. Whore and rogue they call husband and wife. All professions berode one another. The priest calls a lawyer a cheat. The lawyer benames the divine. And the statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine.
Oh, and I almost forgot Fill Every Glass, another early drinking song, which is in F major, but with a key signature of F mixolydian. Fa, mi, re, do, so, la, mi, fa, so, do, re, mi, fa, so, do. So there.
Till every
For wine inspires us and fires us with courage, love, and joy. For wine inspires us and fires us with courage, love, and women and wine should life employ. In their hotels on earth desire us till every for wine inspires us and fires us with courage, love, and joy. Women and wine should life employ. In every glass for wine inspires us with courage, love, and joy. Women and wine, women and wine, 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 wine.
Stop trembling, Jack. You're making the tankers rattle.
Oh, you gave me a turn, Captain. What's safe?
Stop talking, Jack. I understand you haven't seen me, Jack. Close one eye for night. I'm in hiding, Jack, and no one's to get wind that I'm here. I'm riding out of town as soon as it's dark. Get some fodder for my horse and bring me some ale. Not now, Jack. As soon as the gang have gone on duty. You understand, Jack? Close one eye for yes.
Let us take the road. I can hear the sound of coaches. Hear the sound of coaches. To your arms, brave boys, and to your arms, brave boys, to arms. Each man a gun. Each man a gun. Divided, the gold of the world divided. We'll cross the everyone. Let us take the road. I can hear the sound of coaches. I can hear the sound of coaches. To your arms, brave boys, and brave boys, to arms. To each man a gun. The business of the day decided. The gold of the world divided. We'll prosper everyone. To your arms, brave boys, and to your arms, brave boys, to arms. I hear the sound of coaches, hear the sound of coaches.
Francois Couperin, né dans une famille à musique, born into a musical family, sometimes known as Le Grand, the Great, to distinguish him from the other musical members. Known for his keyboard works, heard here in two very simple pieces, both styled as musettes, and that would refer to a small French bagpipe. It's a genre as well, and it features simplicity, a decorated drone, really ostinati. Both of these from districts in Greater Paris, although Choisy might mean choice and Taverne also might mean tavern. The first one, D major, but heard here, a tritone away, an A flat major. Do, mi, re, do, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, do, sol, mi. The sheet music from an arrangement for 3 guitars. This one now, a bona fide keyboard, but performed here with, as before, a recorder. And this one in the key of A major, but once again, we're actually in a different key. We're a half step down from there. And it actually kind of goes with the piece before. This is heard as a diptych, shall we say, in a recording, I believe by David Monroe. And here we go with So, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Ti, La, So, Do, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, Re, Do. voluntary, not for trumpet, actually for organ, although often played with trumpet, as you will hear here. And voluntaries are pieces played before and after church services on the organ. This is probably the most famous. And we've got do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do, re, so, do, re, mi, fa, mi, re, do, re, do, do, in a rondo, A, B, A, C, A.